All right, so you want to get into Age of Fantasy quests from one-page rules. You saw some other videos, maybe some of mine, and decided, this might be a game I'd like to play, but I don't have anything. I'm starting completely from scratch, and I don't have a lot of money or any money. I'm poor. I'm not sure if I want to spend the money. We're whatever the situation is, you you don't want to mortgage the house to get into a game like some other games. That is okay because you are in luck with one-page rules. All you need is a computer or a phone or an iPad and a printer. And I don't mean a 3D printer, just a regular paper printer, and you will be ready to go. So, this is how you do it. You go to one page rules. Then you go to quests. And the first thing you want to do is go down here and download the core rules. Start reading that, then get the campaign builder so you could start, you just download that, start learning how to set up a campaign so that you can get started. The beginner's guide is kind of like they bring the two together. They put some pictures in there. Here, let's take a look. So the core rules has all the rules here that you need to do, even the special rules of how to work things. Um, and that's it. It's one page front and back, so they stick to that one page. Okay. The campaign builder will talk about how to set up a mission, a campaign. What happens when you level up. This will be all in the app. You don't have to worry about these things here. The charts here at the end of each mission or campaign, you do have to pay attention to, and also what kind of objectives you're going to have during the particular mission. So it'll tell you the scenario. These are charts for the search tokens. So these are all things that you'll need to keep in mind, but it's not a lot. It looks like a lot, but it really isn't, because this is to see what happens if you messed up with one of your heroes. This is just to see what the primary objective is, the secondary objective, and then if you go to a search token, this is what could happen. And these things here are not necessary. You don't have to play with these charts over here, but basically you're randomizing what kind of situations are happening. One of your heroes this is something that's going to happen to them. How vigilant are the opponent? What time of day it is? What kind of weather it is? These are optional, so I wouldn't worry about them at first. And then all this stuff here, the wave size, that's going to be incorporated into the app, so you don't have to keep track of it. So you just have to really worry about the objectives and the secret tokens. So that's that part. If you go to the beginner's guide over here, it kind of puts it all together in a nice rule booklet. It gives you graphs, how to do things. So, I mean, if you're completely starting from scratch, it's nice to see these pictures here to help you figure out exactly how the game is going to operate. And so because of that, you're getting a longer rule booklet here. The font is bigger, easier to read, but of course it makes the rule booklet longer. But it has both the things I just showed you. So, I mean, you got 20 pages here for a full-on normal rule booklet for the game. Don't have to use this. Like I said, you could use the other ones, but this one's actually really nice. I like it a lot. All right, so we covered that. Now, once you look at the rules and you decide, all right, well, maybe this is a game I'd like to try. Here's how you get into it. First, go to the play tokens and you download these, and you just print out the first 2 pages on your regular non-3D printer and just cut out these symbols here. This is for your activations so that you know what model is already moved during that round. This is to keep track of damage. This is to keep track of any models that have been stunned. You got your objectives here, and then these are really for whatever you want. I usually use these for spell tokens. How many points do you have for your caster? This one is I use for fatigue if they've already gone. This one, it's a wild card. I'm not sure. I forget what I use this for. And this could be a search token. So anyway, you just print out there's more pages here, so be careful. If you want smaller tokens, you can go after page 3 and 4, or if you want to color it in, here, I'm sorry, that's 3, 4, and this is 5, 6. But the nice big tokens are the first 2 pages, nice and colored. That's what I would go with. Well, now you're probably asking, wait a second, I don't have any models. What do I do? It's okay. Just go right up here to Shop, go to Rulebooks, Paper Minis, and then you go to Drive Through RPG. Just scroll down a little bit, and you could see right here, these are paper armies that you can print out. So for instance, we click on Ratmen. Hold on, they'll come up with some pictures. But if you want these models, you can see you print out, and then you just fold them up real quick, and you've got an army very, very quickly. So all of these things, you could set this up. It even has terrain. This is what the models look like. I believe even you could just use them as tokens. You don't even have to have them stand up to make it look a little 3D. But this is a really, really nice way to get started so that you're not investing a whole bunch of money into any of their games. You could do this for your, if you want to play Age of Fantasy, if you want to play Grimdark Future, you could just print out these armies here. Yeah, maybe these aren't the armies you want, but they do have a good selection. A lot of these armies are pretty cool. So you got the Ratman, which is fantasy, Duchies of Vinci, which is fantasy, Robot Legions is sci-fi, Change Demons. All the demons could be either one, really, if I'm not mistaken. Saurons are fantasy. Demons. Jackals are sci-fi. Mummified Undead are sci-fi. Fantasy. Eternal Dynasties are sci-fi, and Beastmen are fantasy. So they're all free. All you gotta do is just click on them, and then you add to your cart, download it, and then you'll be able to print out these miniatures here, anything that you need. So now the question is, what do you do now? This is the most important part right here. You click on Build Army Forge. You go into, you make your heroes over here, and then you can create your enemies. So if you want to, so we had the Mummified Undead that we were looking at. Create a new list. And then what you do is, you click on a leader, click on some regular guys, skeleton warriors, skeleton archers. You want a beast rider, snake men. Once you get up to about 500 points or so, you're pretty good to go. Let's put in a great scorpion. Okay, and then we say we're done. And that's 920 points. So now we start a new mission. We go to solo, normal, pick our 2 heroes. Come on, there we go. And then we'll pick a Mummified Undead, start mission. And now we could generate a wave. And this is what we're going to start with, 3 mummies and 3 skeleton archers. And so if you print out those models that you put into your army, so just make sure when you're going to the printer, you just make sure you print out 3 mummies, 3 skeleton warriors, 3 skeleton archers, a beast rider, skeleton leader, snake men, and great scorpion. That's all you got to do. Just print those out, or print out whatever you want, and then make this list to show this is what I have in my my collection, and then you go play your game, and that's it. I would use cardstock for these 2D models. That might cost a little bit of money, but if you already got the paper, go ahead and give it a shot. You don't like it, you just take all the pieces of paper, you throw it in the trash, and you move on with your life. And the paper and the ink probably will cost you, what, $5 at tops? And it's stuff you already have, I would imagine. So there's really no reason to not give this a chance, especially if you don't own any of these models. There are people that own Games Workshop models for years and years, and they don't know what to do with them, or they got too many, and this is a nice way to refresh it. Or you've got Smurfs. You got Smurf models. You want them to be in the game. You can, if you get the $5 subscription, you can alter these lists. Now, Quest not yet, but the other games you can. So, for instance, let me go back over here. Actually, let me go to Games, Grimdark Future. So if I go to Army Forge here, I can, let's see, how did I do this? Anyway, you got the community books here that people have made, and so you can just click on it. Superheroes, villains, what is this? Hero biker, federal agents, city police. So this person probably had a bunch of police models that they wanted to use, and they just started making an army of that. Helldivers here. I'm not familiar with this game, but I'm sure a lot of you are. They were able to make armies for the Helldivers. Let's see. There was like Star Wars in here. So anyway, I mean, you can make up whatever models you have, you can put it in the game. Quest is still in beta. I don't think you can do it quite yet, but the other games, Grimdark Future, Age of Fantasy, the skirmish games, they're all programmable, and it's not that hard to do it. So give it a shot, see what you think. If anybody in the comments does this, where they're printing out, let me know what your experience was. Is it as easy as I thought it was? Were there any difficulties? Let me know. I'm interested to find out. Thanks for watching.